Fantastic. Erwin, we have a guest with us, Robert, who is one of the folks who works with you, part of your team here at DMT. And as I understand it, there's a pretty great story that evolved as the Big Five, as you were rolling out the Big Five for Life here at DMT. Robert is one of the folks that was part of your team. There's a pretty great story that evolved as this was happening. And I'd love for you guys to just talk about that and what happened and sort of where it went from there.
At this moment, I'm already working for DMT about 8 years. It was the first professional job I started. And a couple of years ago, then Erwin started to introduce the Big Five. And I was getting more involved and thinking about that. And already noticed that a lot of my Big Five were implemented here. But I was doing it more on a day-to-day basis. So, okay, you're going to your job, you're doing things that you like, you're doing things you like a little bit less. And you didn't really have the goals, okay, what do I want to have in 5 years, or what do I really want to have in the museum? And then Erwin, he introduced the Big Five, so I was thinking about it and setting them up. And one of the things was, for me, in the top 5 was traveling experience, going abroad. And from when I graduated, one of my biggest wishes was to work abroad in another company, or at least in another country. So I was thinking about how to do that, because you're getting older, you're working day by day, and before you know it, you're 50, and then you think, okay, why didn't I do that? And with the Big Five, it was a good view for me for, okay, let's get into action. And when Erwin noticed that about me, he just told me, okay, if you want to go abroad, pick a country, go there, do business for DMT, and do whatever you want to wherever you want.
Make your business plan.
Of course, the financial position should be at least neutral, but that was a great proposition from Erwin, which I grabbed with both hands.
And if I understand the story correctly, there was a risk that you may have gone to another company was trying to target you. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. So, and they contacted me, they made me a very good proposition, which was significantly better just on the financial terms and things like that than I had here.
Okay.
And that was the moment when I told it to Erwin, that I said, okay, this is my Big Five, I want to do that, and it's a good proposition, so I'm thinking about it. That was also the time that he then proposed, okay, why not do that within DMT?
Is without the Big Five for Life discussion, your intention, I'm sure would have been, great guy, we want to keep him on the team. Your intention, maybe based on what you just described, to be, love this company and would love to stay. However, without the Big Five for Life discussion, it still could end up that the other company pulls you away, you lose a great person and all the expertise that you have, you lose your connection to a company that you really enjoy working for. But because you did introduce the Big Five for Life and you guys had that discussion, a much better result for DMT, and it sounds like for you personally as well. I mean, obviously it must have been because you turned down.
I decided to use the Big Five for Life philosophy instead of overbidding a bid from another company. Because for Robert it's not only about the money, of course it's important for everybody, but it's also about by what things are you inspired, what is important in your life, and can I create this future for him, can I facilitate him.
What did it mean to you, Robert, that the person that you're working with, the CEO of the company, sits down and has that conversation?
For me that's very important, because it gives you also a feeling that somebody really cares about your position within the company and really wants to keep you here. And it's just not about financials and saying, okay, I want to bid more or less and you're worth this kind of profit or that kind of profit. It really gives you a feeling of being a part of the company and being part of the Big Five from the company. And like Erwin already said, for me the financial part is out of my Big Five, but of course it's something that people try to pull you with, it's something that attracts you. Well, within DMT, there's 3 parts that really contribute to my Big Five, like freedom, which he offers me. I can choose wherever I want to go. I can set it up the way I want to go with. That's of course contributing to a green earth, a green future. And then the third one is giving me this experience to go abroad and work abroad.
And what was it? So, what was the time frame associated with this? From the time that
I gave him 2 years.
2 years.
Yes.
To write out the business plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
To find somebody to replace him on the R&D department, and to prepare himself for his trip, to make his business plan, and to start to realize his plans. 2 years.
And so you were willing to take less salary than this other company would have given you for 2 years, because this is what was directly linked to your Big Five for Life.
Yes.
All that time.
Yes. I think the most essential thing is to well, be inspired in what you're doing. Enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's nice that we get more and more examples within the company that we have doing the same for the Big Five. We have people going on a honeymoon to the Siberia Express. We have people that want to travel in a camper in the USA. And we have people that just want to finish their college, and we're paying for the college fund for that. We have people that want to do also their own business, but then in water, and we're setting a business for that. So there's a lot of people and more people getting involved in the years that we're doing it now.
So what difference have you noticed among the team members as this has been happening? And either just a company at large, or even specifically to a team that you've been leading or working closely with?
Well, if you look at the whole company, what is very surprising is that if you see the team now, it's almost a brand new team compared to 8 years ago. There's just a few people that are really from the start of the company and still are here. Well, normally from a small company and a family company, you would expect a lot of people from the old period. And I think that has to do with the Big Five and introducing that here. And that only the people that really fit into that and feel the binding with that and the enthusiasm, they stick and they try to do their best and get harder and better in the job. But other people, you just don't feel close to that, and slowly they will, on a natural way, go out of the business and new people will enter. On small, at my department, at the R&D department, I have a lot of young people, a lot of enthusiastic people, and they tend to move around quite quickly. So you have them for 1 year, 2 years, and then they want to experience something else.
Right.
And what I notice is that since we introduce more effectively the Big Five, we see that people stick longer on their place. So it's less effort to get them in, but it is also less effort because they stay in, and you don't have to change the team every 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, what you can also see is that because people are enthusiastic about what they're doing, they tend to just to do more within their job. They don't tend to say at 5 o'clock, let's go home again. But there's really a drive to make it a success, to make a success out of the product, about the R&D, and that's something you can really notice.
So they're connected.
Yeah.
It's not just a job, it's a life. They are connected. They want to make a difference. It's the vehicle by which they are making a difference, the vehicle by which they're fulfilling their own personal Big Five for life.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Well, also that feedback we get from our customers, especially when, for example, after the negotiations or in the project you're telling about the Big Five and they see how you're living by it. Also the clients, they're attracted by that and they say, okay, that's the company that we want to do business with, because you're not doing it for just the money, but you're doing it because of your heart and because you want to do that. So that also gives an edge on it.
Guys, thank you so much for carving out time. I know you're super busy, so thank you so much. I know that a lot of people are going to watch this, going to get a ton out of this, and best of luck with all your adventures.
Thank you very much.
Again.
Yeah.